Your warm-up for Sunday is 3 sets, 10 Kang squats, 20 jumping lunges, 10 Spiderman steps, and 20 single leg glute bridges. Let's take a look at it. Starting your warm-up with 10 Kang squats. A Kang squat is a combination of a good morning and a full squat. So, feet are going to be squat width apart, hands right behind your head. Slowly, we're going to drive your hips back, knees stay over your shins until you feel a big stretch, and then sink down into that squat. Back the way you came, drive your butt up, still a strong back, feel that stretch, and up again. So again, slowly, reaching back on the way down, back is still strong, knees have not come forward, sink down into that squat, heels on the ground, knees tracking over your toes, press up, and up. Slow and controlled, 10 Kang squats. Second movement of your warm-up is 20 jumping lunges. Jumping lunges start in the bottom of a lunge, nice and tall, shoulder over your hip, over your knee. Change sides as quickly as you're able. And again, always control that back knee. Do not let your back knee slam into the ground. Try and stop an inch just above the ground. Stopping higher will be easier. So if these are really challenging, try jumping half lunges. So here to here to here. One on your right side, one on your left side is 2. So 10 on your right, 10 on your left for 20 jumping lunges. The warm-up continues with Spiderman steps. A Spiderman step is a big lunge step forward. Both hands inside that front foot, pressing your hip toward the ground. Back knee stays off the ground. Press your hips toward the ground for a minute. Back the way you came. Down on the other side. Up nice and tall. 5 on your right, 5 on your left, 10 Spiderman steps. Last movement of the warm-up is a single leg glute bridge. Back flat on the ground, head can rest on the ground. You're gonna pick one leg, raise it up, lock that knee out, pressing through your other foot, get those hips as high off the ground as you can, and back down. Press, and back down. If this is really hard, raise that leg higher, or even knee to your chest. If these aren't working, you can absolutely turn it into a double leg glute bridge. Either way, we're going to get 20. 10 on your right, 10 on your left, or 20 dual leg glute bridges. Your Metcon for Saturday is an 18-minute AMRAP. It starts with 50 bag push bear crawl steps, then a 400-meter hustle with a bag, 50 air squats, and 50 dual book ground to overhead. A bunch of stuff for 18 minutes. Let's take a look at it. This 18-minute AMRAP starts with 50 steps of a bag push bear crawl. For this, any kind of bag will work. It's going to be something you're moving along the ground, so make sure, depending on your situation and your floor, it's not going to scuff it up or leave any marks, anything like that. You also don't want an open bag, so if you have that situation, roll it shut, put a rubber band around it, something like this. It also doesn't have to be a bag. Anything that weighs something, a big jug of water, something like that would totally work. We are going to use this load for a few other things, but whatever it is. A bag with some books in it, several books. I have some cat litter here, whatever you got. We're going to set up in that strong bear crawl position. So knees off the ground, back flat. With every step, we're going to push this bag in front of us. All of these steps are forward, so depending on how much room you have, at some point you'll have to just turn around and push back. I'm staying in a pretty small area, just so I can stay on camera. With every step, I would like you to push the bag, so don't push it 20 feet, throw it across the room, and then do a bunch of bear crawl steps. Every step has a push. 50, that's 50 steps. Next part of this AMRAP is a 400-meter bag hustle. So as written, you will take your trusty bag. You can carry it any way you want, against your chest, up in your shoulder. If you're using a heavy backpack and you want to throw the bag on, or a tote bag over your shoulder, all of these work. If you have a water bottle or water bottles, you want to hold it by your side. As long as you're holding a thing, it totally counts. Ideally 400 meters. Now, if you're in a situation where you can't get outside or you shouldn't be going outside, we have a couple of options. If you just want to move inside steps, we're going to call it 500 steps. Now that's a lot of counting, so there's some other options. But 500 loaded steps, just holding, moving around. The faster you go, the faster you're done. If you have access to stairs, we're going to call it 60 flights of stairs. That's 30 up and 30 down, also holding any way you want. Finally, if you're not sure about counting steps, you don't have stairs, we're going to call it 2 minutes and 30 seconds of loaded moving. So hang on to it, set a clock, set a timer. If you're doing this with a coach, they'll set a timer for you or help you find a way to time yourself, and move for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 400 meter bag hustle. You're absolutely allowed to run, but you don't have to. When you get back from your 400 meter hustle or stairs or 2.5 minutes of loaded carry, we have 50 air squats. So unloaded, squat stance, feet just outside of shoulder width, all the way down, heels on the ground, knees over your toes, right back up again. Only go as low as you can maintain great form. So if you come here and things start falling apart, stop. That's the bottom of your squat for today. You could absolutely also squat to a couch, to a chair, some sort of box or bench, something to limit that form and or check your depth. We're going to get 50 squats. Last movement of this AMRAP is written as 50 dual book ground to overhead. For demonstration purposes here, I have David Foster Wallace's Infinite Jest and Ed Marlowe's Revolutionary Card Technique. No one has ever finished either of these books, but they do weigh about the same. Ground to overhead is just what it sounds like. So I'd like the books to tap the ground and then end up all the way overhead locked out. I know my hands are out of frame here, but I think you can understand what I'm talking about. If and when you start getting tired, this could certainly be a books tap the ground, stop at your shoulders, press overhead. This could absolutely be whoop, up and press. Potentially, this could be a thruster. As long as the books touch the ground and end up overhead, you are doing it. Now, you could also potentially use the same load you used for our bag hustle and all our bag work. If you want to do a bag, I'm just going to hold both books in one hand so you can understand a single object. Same idea. Tap the ground, overhead, tap the ground, press, however you get it overhead, to the ground and overhead. This is intended to be simple, but tough. 18 minutes worth. Have fun. Your finisher for Sunday is a deep stretch mixed with a hold. We're gonna get a minute of CatCow, a minute per side in a figure 4 stretch, and then collect 4 minutes in a plank. Let's take a look. Your finisher starts with 1 minute of a CatCow. This is intended to be a little bit of a deep, relaxing stretch. Start in a strong tabletop position, knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. Breathe in, trying to reach your belly button up to the ceiling. I think about pressing my shoulders toward my hips. Breathe out, belly button to the ground, super deep arch, still shoulders to hips. Breathe in. Breathe out, moving through it, slowly and controlled. We're gonna get 1 minute, moving into a figure 4 stretch. Figure 4 stretch, on your back. We're gonna take one knee and raise it to 90 degrees. Take your other ankle, place it on that knee, reach through, grabbing behind your thigh, right on that hamstring, and pull, pull, pull. Head stays on the ground. We're opening up that lower back, opening up your hips. Keep pulling. This should be a significant stretch on the opposite side. The crossed over leg is really where you will feel this. 1 minute on each side. After you get 3 minutes of stretching, we're gonna collect 4 minutes of planking. I suggest doing this on your forearms. Strong and tight. Lock those hips out. Find a strong position and hang out. I would suggest doing this with a timer or a phone right under you so you can take a look at it and see your time. Collecting 4 minutes. If you can do a 4 minute beautiful unbroken plank, That's great. As soon as you feel form start to waver, take a little break, breathe, reset, go back to it. We would much rather get 4 minutes of awesome planking that ends up taking 7 or 8 minutes than a 4-minute piece where 2 or 2.5 minutes isn't really good and you're just kind of hanging out on your arms and not really engaging those abs. 4 minutes of planking to finish it up. Enjoy.